a couple of those years, 2008 and 2011, the Brewers don't make the playoffs. National League East, the Washington Nationals and the Atlanta Braves are tied for first place. Now, Washington is 51-42, and Atlanta is 52-43. Now, both those teams are tied for first place. Both teams have won 2 games in a row. Now, the Nationals are 6-4 in the last 10 games. The Atlanta Braves are 5-5. The New York Mets are 7 games back. They're 45-50. They've won 3 games in a row. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. Let me tell you something. Big Gary Mack of MetsMusings.com, he is so excited. I mean, this guy is just going crazy. He is the biggest Mets fan I've ever met. Well, one of the biggest Mets fans that I've ever met. And I have the Mets to go right around 500. I think they can pull it off. Miami's at 44-50. They're 7.5 games back. Philadelphia's 10 games back. They're 42-53. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. Out west, the Los Angeles Dodgers of Los Angeles, California, are 54-43. They're 1 game up on the San Francisco Giants. San Francisco is 52-43. San Diego is 41-54. They're 12 games back. Colorado is 40-55, 13 games back. Now, the Arizona Diamondbacks are 40-56. They're 13.5 games back. In the Central Division of the National League, the Milwaukee Brewers are in first place, 53-43. They're 1 game up on the St. Louis Cardinals, who are 52-44. Cincinnati is 51-44. They're a game and a half back. Pittsburgh is at 49-46, 3.5 games back. And the Chicago Cubs are 40-54. They're 12 games back. Now the Brewers are 2-8 in their last 10 games. Cincinnati is 7-3. The St. Louis Cardinals are 6-4. Pittsburgh is 5-5, and the Chicago Cubs are 2-8. in their last 10 games. This division, ladies and gentlemen, and I've been saying it all season long, I mean, I love that the Milwaukee Brewers have been in first place pretty much since the beginning of the season, but this race is going to go right down to the last week. All four teams can play good baseball, and all four teams can struggle, and we've seen it already this season. So that's the standings as we stand today in Major League Baseball. And as I think everybody has already heard, there was some sad news coming out of the Brewer camp. Brewer shortstop Gene Segura's 9-month-old son died the other day. He did leave the team on a bereavement leave. He's down in the Dominican Republic, and it's just sad news. 9-month-old. This is Gene Segura is one of our favorite players, great young ball player, and for him to have a loss like that, our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts from every baseball fan go out to the Segura family. And you know what? And I'm sure the Milwaukee Brewers have told Gene Segura, take as much time as you need to take, my friend. No one can come right back after losing a 9-month-old child. And when you think about it too, we're already in July, and the Brewers have pretty much been playing baseball since the middle of February. This guy did not get to spend a lot of time with his young son. As I said, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Milwaukee Brewers organization and the Segura family, and take as much time as you need. I'm sure the Milwaukee Brewers, the people that run that team, and Ron Reineke are good people, and I'm sure that they've told Gene Segura exactly that. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the preview the National League against the American League. Big game over in Minnesota, and that game is coming up let me take a look at this tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Central Time, better known as Milwaukee Brewer Time. So we'll be right back with the big show. We call it Brewtownsports. Don't forget about the friends of the show, MetsMusings.com, FightinPhillies.com, BaseballTalkRadio.com, BaseballPhD.net, FantasyBaseballWeekly.wordpress.com, PhilipNasons.wordpress.com, Marlins Country Radio at Spreaker.com, Talk2Contact.podomatic.com, PayneInsider.com, Talking Golf with Gary, that's TGWG.com, SportsWiseGuys.com, MilwaukeeSportsGeeks.com, MLBThisWeek.com. And don't forget, you can listen to the big show, Brewtown Sports, on Podomatic, Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn, iTunes, and BaseballTalkRadio.com, and my site, BrewtownRadio.weebly.com. Hey, welcome back to the big show. You're listening to Brewtown Sports. You can find us on Twitter and Google+, Brewtown Sports. Facebook, it's called Mr. Brewtown. Well, the baseball All-Star game against the National League against the American League tomorrow night from Minneapolis, Minnesota. What's the name of that stadium over there? Target Field. I still want to call it the Humpy Dump. They got rid of that thing over in Target Field, and this is going to be a good game, ladies and gentlemen. Normally, I pay attention to the All-Star games. It is an exhibition game. Let's not fool ourselves. It doesn't mean anything. I know that you play for the home field advantage in the World Series, but really it's just a game for players to show off their talents to people that are watching on TV that may not get a chance to watch these players on a regular basis. It's an exhibition game. It's a way, and it was designed originally put together as a way to showcase Major League Baseball, but this game's going to be exciting because there's a lot of really good players in this game this year. Seattle's Felix Hernandez will start tomorrow night's All-Star game for the American League, and Adam Wainwright of the St. Louis Cardinals will be the starting pitcher for the National League. Hernandez, the first Venezuelan pitcher to start for the All-Star team, is 11-2 with a 2.12 ERA. He is the second Seattle pitcher to start an All-Star game following Randy Johnson back in 1995. And 1997, National League manager Mike Matheny of the St. Louis Cardinals chose the ace of his own staff, and of course he went with Adam Wainwright. Big numbers for Adam Wainwright, 12-4 with a 1.83 ERA and 3 complete games and 19 starts. It will be the 11th All-Star start by a Cardinals pitcher. Yankees shortstop Derek Jeter, a 14-time All-Star who is playing in his final season, will lead off for the American League. Wainwright is enticed about pitching to Derek Jeter. He said, "I've been in the big leagues for 9 years and I've never faced him." He says he's very excited about it just to say I faced the best, and he is undoubtedly one of the best to ever play his position and one of the greatest Yankees of all time. Los Angeles Angels, Mike Trout bats second and plays left, followed by Seattle second baseman Robinson Cano, Detroit first baseman Miguel Cabrera, Toronto right fielder Jose Bautista, Baltimore designated hitter Nelson Cruz, Orioles center fielder Adam Jones, Oakland third baseman Josh Donaldson, and Kansas City catcher Salvador Perez. Pittsburgh center fielder Andrew McCutchen leads off for the National League, followed by the Dodgers right fielder Yasiel Puig, Colorado shortstop Troy Tulowitzki, Arizona first baseman Paul Grobschmidt, Miami's Giancarlo Stanton will be the DH and bat fifth. He will be followed by Milwaukee third baseman Aramis Ramirez, the Phillies second baseman Chase Utley, then Brewers catcher Jonathan LaCroix, and then Brewers left fielder Carlos Gomez. So the back end of that batting lineup is pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the front end is pretty good, but I like that Ramirez and LaCroix and Carlos Gomez and Chase Utley will bring up the back end of that lineup. The overall betting, the trends on that is basically 55% of the people that have picked a winner, according to Yahoo, are taking the American League. I'm going to take the National League because I think their lineup is better. And there you go. And lots of Brewers in that lineup. So I like that. You know, a lot of people are talking about, what are the Brewers going to do in the second half? And, is Ron Reineke going to kind of tinker a little bit with his starting rotation? Is he going to tinker a little bit with the bullpen? Are they going to make a major move? I mean, is Doug Melvin going to take the 4 days and make a major move? Is he going to trade for some big-time player to come in and help us like they did in 2008 with C.C. Sabathia? And nobody knows. I mean, there's nobody out there. There is nobody out there outside of Doug Melvin, Ron Reineke, and some of the upper management of the Milwaukee Brewers that really know exactly what is going to go on. Now, Ron Reineke, he did kind of, talk a little bit about it over the last couple of days, and he said he'll probably just remain the same way that he's been running the pitching staff as all the way up until Sunday. He said they've looked at it, and he thinks everybody gets a nice rest if we just stay in line. So he thinks right now that's what they're planning on doing. Kyle Lowe's 9-4, and Matt Garza 6-6. The Brewers' two most efficient starters recently would start the first 2 games after the break in Washington. Steven Strasburg and Gio Gonzalez are scheduled to start the first 2 games for the Nationals. Yovani Gallardo will start the 3rd game of the series against Doug Fister. And he basically has said, we're kind of waiting to see, Jim Henderson, when he's coming back, and when he comes back, is he going to be able to pitch efficiently? Tyler Thornburg, they're kind of waiting to see when he's going to come back, and when he does come back, is he going to be in shape to pitch before they decide to start making moves? And the Brewers just really don't have a lot of people that I think a lot of teams are going to be looking at. Ricky Weeks, if they can move Ricky Weeks for a off-the-bench, consistent pinch hitter, somebody who can give you some innings defensively and offensively, that would make a lot of sense. Or if they can trade him for a good bullpen pitcher, but a lot of guys just don't want to touch Ricky Weeks because of the money situation, and it's going to fall upon the Milwaukee Brewers to pick up the rest of that contract, and that just doesn't really work for the Milwaukee Brewers. So we'll see how all this stuff stacks up over the next couple of weeks. I wouldn't get too excited and too worried and say, man, we got to make a move now. We just got to make a move now. We've got some time before the trade deadline. You might hear about a couple of moves here and there over the next 4, 5, 6, 7 games by teams, but I think right now every team is just kind of feeling each other out, and they're trying to see exactly what would be the best option and the best team for us to go ahead and make that move. So, and that's what you expect from Ron Reineke. Ron Reineke is not the type of manager that is going to just shake everything up, and he's not the type of guy who's all of a sudden going to have Aramis Ramirez leading off and Jonathan LaCroix batting ninth just to shake things up. I was a little encouraged in that last game that Ron Reineke seemed to really get upset on the called balls and strikes there near the end and got thrown out of the game. I think he should do a little bit more than that. But look for the Milwaukee Brewers to pretty much just continue to do what they're doing. And it's gotten them results. They are in first place now over the last 11, 12, 13, 14 games. It's been a little bit of pitching and just a lack of scoring runs. And Jimmy Nelson struggled big time. A lot of people thought he was going to be the savior of the Milwaukee Brewers, and he struggled. And there's a huge step coming from AAA to the major leagues, and Jimmy Nelson found out. So, and he is going to be part of this Brew lineup for a while, and I think that he's going to learn, and that's something that I am really looking forward to watching is the learning process for Jimmy Nelson. I just didn't expect him to come up and throw a no-hitter or pitch 7, 8, 9 solid innings for the Milwaukee Brewers. Now we've got just a little bit of time, and there are some rumors running around out there. Let's see if I can find that. I just had that ready to go. And there are some rumors concerning some of the possible trades in Major League Baseball for the Milwaukee Brewers. And, some of them just really, when you look at it, I don't think they're going to happen, but there's a possibility that a few of them, the Brewers might be able to pull some of that off. Let's get the Brewers rumors here. Some of the rumors that are out there is that the Astros still don't see eye to eye with Brady Aiken. There are some rumors out there that the Milwaukee Brewers would possibly be one of the teams that could make a move with the Houston Astros. Also, despite the after effects of a PED suspension and a fall into the cracks of the qualifying offer system, the Orioles and Nelson Cruz didn't spend the offseason worrying about where he would end up. According to the Baltimore Sun newspaper, he basically could possibly be moved by the Baltimore Orioles and their name in the Milwaukee Brewers as a team that could. I don't see that one working out. I don't see the Brewers making a move for Nelson Cruz. They'd have to give up way too much on that. So that's some of the rumors that are out there for the Milwaukee Brewers. Well, that's pretty much our show for today. Hope you enjoyed it, because I sure enjoyed giving it to you. You're listening to The Big Show. We call it Brewtown Sports. Look for us on Twitter and Google Plus Brewtown Sports. Facebook, it's called Mr. Brewtown. You can listen to the show at Stitcher.com, TuneIn.com, and iTunes.com. Don't forget about BaseballTalkRadio.com, TPSRadio.net, and BrewtownRadio.weebly.com. Go Brewers in the second half. Have a good day, everybody.